If you're a music maker, we need to have a conversation about the Threads app before the ship sails. Because right now is the best time to be on the Threads app and posting content because of certain factors which have now updated on the app. Updates which right now could see you gain a large following or network of followers on Threads and on Instagram as well. And I can't emphasize enough, this is not going to last forever, so now the time is to jump on it. So right now, make sure you smash that subscribe button and make sure that you stick around to the end of this video, because I hope from this video you can gain something which can help you grow a following as a music maker, whether you're an artist, producer, songwriter. Hopefully this will benefit you in some way. So let's get into it. So to start off with, I was actually very curious to know what you guys as subscribers thought about Threads and if you're using the app right now before the making of this video. So I asked a little poll to see how many of you use it, and out of 86 votes, which I think is a nice decent amount of people to do some sort of a poll around, a ridiculously large majority of you said you don't use the Threads app. And I don't really blame you for saying that, because for the first couple of months of Threads, it has seemed like a little bit of a dead app where it felt like there wasn't a lot going for it. Didn't look like there was a lot of reach on posts, and you couldn't even track how posts were doing. Weirdly, because so many followers transferred across from Instagram, they would end up being ghost followers on Threads. So you could have 1,000 followers, but then you would post a thread and get 0 likes, and you'd think, what is the point in this? But it has changed, ladies and gentlemen, so please let me explain why Threads is such a good asset for music producers and music makers in general going forward into 2024. Now, the big update which Meta have implemented into Threads is hashtags, and this alone has allowed me to grow my Threads account in the past 48 hours by nearly 1,000 followers. And on top of that, that success has bled across into my Instagram account. This is the sort of stats which would take an insane amount of reels nowadays for me to grow, because reels are very hard to get loads of views on in general, unless you can really home in on that niche. And even when I do get a reel that does well on my channel, I don't see more than an extra 5 to 10 followers. So the fact that Threads has got me an extra 100 followers in 48 hours from what was actually 4 posts is insane. Now, before I showed you how I was able to do this, I just want to quickly explain to you why Threads can be a really great asset going into 2024. So now more than ever, brand is really important when it comes to your music craft, because you need to be able to stick out and have your niche, and that special factor which attracts artists to work with you if you're a producer, or fans to listen to your music. And for the longest time, we've always thought it's all about getting followers, and over time you incur enough fans to be able to listen to your music. But in the past couple of years, it's felt like, due to algorithmic changes, not necessary at all to have followers anymore. Instead, get your content in front of the right people and they will listen to it. Now, when TikTok came out, it was an amazing opportunity for people who jumped on TikTok straight away, because they were able to grow followings very quickly, and now you see them having very successful careers in what they're doing because they jumped on board early when they saw the train leaving the station. And Threads is a very similar situation right now, I feel, and it's definitely something I think that people should be making the most of. For me, I wanted to gain followers on Threads for the reason that in 2024 I wanted to have loads of artists and producers that I can consistently pump content out to that they might be interested in. This could be to sell them either beat licenses or sell sample packs, or to bring more exposure to my YouTube channel which you're watching this video from. And because Threads is a relatively new app, I do feel right now followers do actually matter, while the algorithm is still taking its time to adjust, adapt, and start taking content out to the right people. But the one thing that's recently changed on the app is there is now hashtags, which has made it so much easier all of a sudden for people who post on Threads to be able to target the right audience. So with that all in mind, I crafted a plan to try and utilize hashtags to gain more followers on Threads, so I had more artists and beat makers in my network in 2024. So the plan went as followed. I decided to create a playlist on Spotify called Threads Discover Weekly. The idea of this playlist was to bring exposure and playlist opportunities to artists who may in the past have not got them. I would use Threads to target fans of certain artists to grow the playlist organically so people listen to it, and then at the same time I'll be reaching out to artists on Threads, getting them to submit their music on there, so then I would have content to put in the playlist. So one of them ideas as well, I really wanted it to be something that would benefit everyone, so everyone is getting a fair shot at getting their music heard to a new audience. So that was the plan. So the first message that I sent out was the announcement that I was creating a new playlist, and I wanted to get artists to submit their music to the thread, get as much engagement on the post as possible to hopefully mean that it will get pushed out more and more, we'll get more exposure, and we'll get more artists submitting music to the playlist. Lo and behold, the results were absolutely insane using the musicians hashtag. You can see right here, this was the results that we got from that post. more than I thought would be at this stage. And from this post alone, I gained an extra 500 followers. It was insane. Then the next couple of posts was all about starting to reach out to fans and make people aware of this playlist, targeting the musicians hashtag again, really starting to build up the hype around this playlist. And by the time I'd rolled all of this out, I was gaining about 200 followers a day. Engagement was absolutely through the roof. Fred's account was growing, Instagram account was growing, and the Spotify playlist was also growing as well. So when I started doing this, I had about 440 followers, and we're now standing at over 1,200 followers at the recording of this video, and that is increasing every single minute. The playlist itself is now growing as well and having people save it. And the Instagram account is getting a nice healthy dosage of followers as well. And all of these followers are artists and beat makers, which has helped to increase my network into 2024 in the hope that I will be able to collab with some of these artists in 2024 on music. So you can see Freds definitely has the power to be able to allow you to grow a following and arguably produce better results than Instagram actually can right now. Now, if you're a musician, what you can start doing now is really starting to create your own hashtags in your niche and posting consistently into them, because right now the competition is going to be at its lowest. So if you want to utilize Freds, really recommend that you really jump on the hashtags right now and really start posting content on there. And the most important thing about Freds right now is to get people commenting below. That is the metric which really does the best at the moment. So if you want to grow on Freds, make sure every single one of your posts you are encouraging some sort of engagement, like I did on my strategy, which helped me grow followers on my Freds account. And of course, as always, you've got to be consistent with it and stick at it for a while. It's only been 48 hours and you could already see the results, and I'm going to keep this up for another couple weeks and share with you the final results after a couple weeks to see how we did. But I felt like it was my duty on this channel to share with you this information that you could be using right now to help you grow a really loyal and engaging following on Freds. So yeah, don't let the train leave a station without jumping on it, and thank you for watching if you made it this far. Keep making music, and I'll see you in the next video.